In life, when you have too many options, it can be really hard or stressful to make a decision, and running shoes is definitely one of those things that falls into that category. In this video, I'm going to go over the running shoes that I choose to use on a regular basis, mostly just because I happen to get a brand new pair, and I also tell you some of the struggles that I do have with these shoes that are very consistent, and I've used them for 10 years, and they have not changed, both in reliability and also having the same issue. But with that, if you enjoy this video, feel free to give it a like, and if you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe to stay up to date on all the videos that I post on this channel with my slow running journey. And with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's vlog. I got new shoes yesterday, and they're the same shoes that I've been running in for like the past 10 years, but they're just newer versions because my other ones hit their limit for miles. Almost exclusively run in the Brooks Adrenaline GTS, just because I need stability shoes, and they just work. But Brooks, like recent iteration, like the most recent one, they changed a bunch of stuff on it, and two things that I really do like about them. One that's the least important out of the two is this little tongue part right here is elastic, meaning that I can tuck my shoelaces under that and I don't have to double knot them, and it just makes taking them off a lot easier. And then the biggest thing is they added more foam in the shoe, so it's still a pretty hard shoe, and it still rides like a pretty hard shoe, but there's definitely more cushion in the toe, which was my one complaint on longer runs with the last generation. And I was a little scared because whenever shoe companies make changes, it can go either way. But being somebody that's put like close to 300 miles on my other Brooks Adrenaline 24s or whatever they're called, they're great. They do take a little longer to break in. The other ones I knew within 2 miles, I'd kind of wear the plastic down to where all the hot spots kind of go away. And these take about 4 to 5 miles. So all that being said, today's run is going to be completely breaking these in because it's a 5-mile run. You know, as I was getting the shoes yesterday, I was talking to Savannah. I came to this realization that when I didn't run a lot, I used to get super excited about getting new shoes. But yesterday it was kind of like brushing your teeth. You're not really excited, but you have to do it. And kind of it is what it is. Don't get me wrong, I like the shoes, and I'm happy that I got them and I'm able to get them. But it wasn't like I was getting something brand new, if that makes sense. Today's run is a tempo run. It's not too bad. I'm also only doing 5 miles, which is nice. Yeah. Anyway, excited to be outside, and it's not too cold out, which is nice. That's a warmed welcome from the past week of being really cold. I'm at my halfway point, which is 2.5 miles. The run's going good. Actually, believe it or not, I'm not really having any of the normal pains that I have with breaking shoes in. I don't know if, I don't know. I'll take it, but it is something, maybe they changed something, I don't know. It's a great run. I'm a little warm. I thought it was gonna be colder, and it's not, but that's fine. I purposely didn't want to wear leggings because I wasn't sure how hot it was actually going to be, and turns out it was a smart decision to wear the half tights basically. All right, I'm gonna finish this run out, and yeah. Also behind me, I don't know if you can see that or not, but that little dome area right there, that's actually where the Titans, the football team in Nashville, they practice and stuff during the season and everything. You can see them out there practicing behind that dome, and it's kind of cool. All right, 2.5 miles left. The rest of the run went well. I didn't record anything because I just wanted to focus. It being a tempo run required that, but it went well, and I actually got home a lot faster than I initially planned on, which I'll take. But yeah, shoes were great so far, but the next day kind of said something a little bit different about them. All right, back from my run. It was good. One thing I have noticed with running shorter distances is I'm able to run a lot faster. Like I broke, like it was like a 9-minute, like 40 or 50-second mile for 5 miles. And one thing that I've just learned this. I think it's really important to do shorter distances. One, to let your body rest, but also if you're only doing longer distances, your pace is going to be a lot slower, and you're going to just assume that that's like your pace for everything, which isn't the case at all. I was able to run 5 miles really comfortably at a much shorter or a much faster pace than I would for like a 13 or 14 mile run. And I had forgotten that. Yeah, anyway, make sure you're putting smaller runs in for a multitude of reasons, both mental and physical. Today's run is supposed to be easy, meaning there's no like set paces I have to make or anything. The only thing I have to do really is basically hit 11. It's like 11.2 miles, which I love these runs because I can stop and look at things and just kind of explore. That's one of the reasons I love running, and one of the reasons I started running was because of that. But all that being said, if you look at my Strava, then you'll notice the pace is a lot worse or slow or whatever you want to classify that as. And it's because of that I'm not really committed to it, so I'm not really worried about it as long as my heart rate stays in like zone 2. It's also really nice outside today. The day before yesterday, I mentioned that my feet, I got new shoes and my feet weren't hurting, which I've been using the same shoes for about 10 years now. So I know like there's a break-in period of like 1 to 4 miles. And that day I ran 5 miles and didn't have any foot issues. But now for some reason they're starting to hurt. Same places they've always hurt, but it's just weird that it's not like initially when I put them on, like 6 miles into these shoes. It's whatever, I'm not worried about it, but it's kind of like a delayed reaction. The next couple of miles, my feet started feeling better. I think it was just the plastic just initially needed to break down, and I hadn't done that yet. But for whatever reason, the shoes, the hot spots just all did go away. But I did have the hot spots. But like I said, I've been running in these shoes for 10 years, and I kind of knew what to expect with them. And like everything else in running, you just have to kind of put the discomforts that you're temporarily feeling out of your head, and focus on the run at hand. I'm currently walking up this kind of embarrassing little hill, and mostly just because, again, I want to keep this an easy, long run. I think a lot of times, at least for me, when I see people on the internet that are doing like 5, 6, like 7-minute miles, and they're like doing like 20 milers, I assume, without them saying anything or anything like that they just ran the entire thing. But I'd be willing to bet that there was some walking within a 20-mile run. I could be wrong, but even if I am, I don't think there's anything wrong with walking. I think it just goes down to like just making sure your heart rate stays elevated to a specific level without going over that. Like there's like a sweet spot that you really have to hit. And I think once you do that, then you, the guy was staring at me as I was talking to my phone, or as my camera. And I think if you do that, then who cares if you walk up hills? I mean, if I'm trying to keep it easy, I'm probably not running or sprinting up a hill anyway. Yeah, anyway. I'm at the top of the hill now. I'm gonna go down now. Also, wearing a sweater, not the best idea. I'm sweating a lot, but that's okay. I just almost fell. I was filming something and I tripped. First time that's happened. Turned around. I'm started to head back home. I have like 5.60 miles each way. It's going okay. My heart rate's a little higher than I'd like, but I think it's mostly because I did a poor job of dressing. I'm a little too warm. I think that's why I'm seeing my heart rate go up, which is fine. I know it's kind of like it's just a learning lesson. I thought it was going to be colder, but it's actually not. It's pretty warm, and I typically do that when it goes from being really cold to being a little bit warmer. I'm slow to learn, basically, is what I'm saying. But runs great. Feels great outside. That breeze feels really nice, and yeah, 5 miles, and then we finish this thing out. As you can probably hear, wind is picked up, but with that, my heart rate is low. Got way lower because I think it's because my body's like being cooled by the wind. So I hate the wind, but also it's letting me run faster. I got 3 miles left. The last few miles were great, and I didn't have any issues with my shoes at all. And I've ran with them for a few days after that, and I'm still having no issues. So I think whatever it was just delayed to be broken down or whatever. But with all that being said, if you are looking for a pair of shoes that are pretty solid for most conditions, both road running and trail running, I've literally used them for everything, even in the snow. The Adrenaline GTS series is really good, and it's really consistent, which is the reason that I choose to use it, because I know that it's going to be dependable and it's going to be what I need on a consistent basis, and it'll be there when I do need it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any further questions about shoes or anything else, please feel free to let me know down in the comments, and with that, I will see you guys in the next video.